So we are back for Let's Talk Again. Today we have a lovely lady by the name of Rosy Pigott, who is an adult ballet coach, which I think is awesome because I haven't done ballet since I was a kid. And she's coming on now. Yeah, I mean, it's the sort of thing that you only do when you're a kid, and I really want to talk to her about now she does it as an adult. It's cool, right? Hello, Rosie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. I'm excited to talk to you because I was just saying on the intro that I haven't done ballet since I was a kid, and I'm so like pumped to talk to you about doing it as an adult because it's like obviously a completely different thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's super awesome. So just to begin with, do you want to give yourself a little intro? Just tell everyone who you are, what you do, and we'll go from there.
Good plan. So I'm Rosie, as you already said, and I have been dancing since I was little, and then I now work as a professional dancer, and as well as doing that, I started coaching adults. So we do one-on-one, and it's either people that maybe danced when they were younger and then stopped dancing and started again, or people who have always wanted to try it and kind of never had the courage to kind of make the leap and do it. So yeah, those are kind of the two sorts of people that I end up working with, and both are pretty fun.
Do you work mostly with men or women? Bit-
Interestingly, mostly with women, but I've
Okay,
actually got one client right now who is the first guy to be getting, which is so good.
that's
Um,
awesome.
Such a kind of imbalance, so it's really nice. Like we had a chat, and I was like, oh yeah, I'd be super excited. Like I think more guys should dance.
Definitely think more guys should dance.
Yeah, so it's really cool that he's enjoying it, and he took it up as an adult, had not danced before, and maybe I think in the last year or so he was like, no, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna try it and
Really
see.
good. Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. Like, a couple of my clients as well, maybe they haven't done anything fitness wise since they were a kid or like since school. And then they're like, they get to like 30s or 40s and they're just like, you know what? I just really want to do it. And it's like, there's no time like now. And I just love the attitude because it's like, I
Exactly.
guess it's quite inspiring. I find it quite inspiring. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I like working with people like that. It's
I
always
think
fun.
perhaps I mean, I'm in my 20s, so I think I probably still care quite a lot about what people think. But I think you do reach an age where you're a little bit more, um, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And I try to be like that now, but I think, definitely from clients and family, people kind of say, the older I get, the less I'm kind
The
of
less I
bothered.
care.
I'm
Yeah.
just do what I want to do, and that's,
Yeah, I swear, like when I turned, like literally the minute I hit 30, I was like, I suddenly no longer care. It was like, oh, this is so refreshing. I wish I was like this 10 years ago. This would have been really handy.
I think go through that phase. Like how old am I? 26. And I think even
Yeah,
if
you're
like
young.
just 5 years ago, I was definitely more bothered than I am now. So I think it just slowly kind of
Drifts away
recedes.
and you realize it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Nobody else cares anyway what you're doing. So you
They're
might
more
as well.
worried about what they're doing.
Yeah.
Everyone's more worried about what their self is doing. So, you know,
Exactly.
that's really funny. Okay, so I had a little stalk of your profile, obviously, did my research. And I saw that you went to Bodywork in Cambridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about the course, because I mean that's obviously not the norm, but it's damn cool. So tell us about it.
So I decided quite young that dance is what I wanted to do, and so I decided the only way to be successful at it would be to be able to go to a full-time vocational college and not just like go to university. Um,
Yes.
so that's what I did, and our days were pretty full on. I had friends who did like a regular degree, and they'd be like at home in the middle of the day and like having their cups of tea or going out like midweek, and
Yeah.
I'd be at college 8 till 6, Monday to Friday. Um, so I didn't really have time for that kind of student lifestyle that most people need.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did ballet every day, every morning. And then the rest of the day was filled with other dance subjects or point work or acting. And then as you got further into the course, you chose your kind of path of what you really wanted to do more of. So I chose ballet and tap and singing. Actually, we had to do singing or acting. So, but I don't
Oh,
do a lot
okay.
of.
So you went singing instead of acting.
Yeah, that was. I kind of just went on grades. So
Okay, yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, I kind of love all of
Yeah,
the theatrical things, but dance has always been my first and foremost focus.
yeah.
So
And ballet is like your number one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, it's hard to choose. I like a lot of different dance styles, but I'm definitely more comfortable doing kind of ballet and contemporary and stuff rather than
Yeah,
like
so that's yeah, yeah. It's like yeah, it's your comfort. It's like your happy place, kind of.
that's my happy place.
Yeah,
Exactly, that is my happy
that's
place.
good. That's good. And that's mainly what you teach people, right? You mainly teach people ballet. Yeah.
So we
Okay.
normally do a balance of like ballet technique and strength and conditioning kind of work.
Right.
Um, but that's all geared towards kind of improving dance
Yeah, of course. I
based
mean
on
that
whatever.
yeah, it's very similar to what I do with martial arts, to be honest. It's the same kind of, like this is martial arts and I'll teach you this and then this is going to make your martial arts better, but it's actually nothing to really do with martial arts, but it is going to
Yeah,
make it better. So
exactly. And you
yeah,
sound a bit like a crazy person when you're trying to explain that, but it does actually work.
it does
Um,
work.
like, here's something that's not at all to do with dancing, but we're going to do that.
And
But
they're
yeah.
like, are you sure? And you're like, yeah, trust me.
And then it worked out and they see why you were saying that. So it's all
Yeah,
good.
exactly. It's all right when you start to get the proof, but it's like before the proof comes, you're like, yeah, just trust me on this. Like this is gonna work. And they're like, are you not? Are you sure you're not crazy? And you're like, well, yeah, but like also this will work.
Yes, exactly that.
Exactly. Okay, so now, well, I don't know now, but the New Works Ballet,
Yeah,
you're going to go back to performing, or you
yeah.
when what's going on with that COVID wise?
Well, COVID wise, it's been a bit of an interesting time. Um,
Mm,
so we have like dates scheduled to perform, but they're kind of penciled at this point because
yeah,
places can't always open, or they're all opening at like different dates and different rules and different whatevers. So it's kind of just a bit of a waiting game as to when
yeah,
the rules kind of fits. Like some smaller venues can't really afford to open with
yeah,
like
of
limited
course. With the
dates. So
yeah, because they
it
pretty much rely on being sold out, otherwise they're not going to break even.
yeah, and also things like the bar and programs
Yeah,
and all that stuff. So if you can't
of
have a
course.
packed bar, then like
They're
it's a
not going
mess.
to make yeah, they're not going to make it back.
Yeah.
But what
Um,
and it's not really like I mean England's not really the kind of the country to be doing outdoor performances in either, is it?
not
Especially as we get into September and October.
it's been raining here today, so
Oh my God, same. It's been so bad. My chickens are not happy. They've just been
oh,
looking at me like, can you turn the water off? I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry. Bless them. They don't understand.
so cute. I love chickens. They're really
They
cute.
are proper cute, but they're literally just like looking at me going,
What's
why
wrong
aren't
with
you turning the water off? I don't understand this. This makes no sense to me. I'm
oh
like, but
my
that's because you're a chicken and you don't understand.
oh
Bless them. They're well cute, but they are not the brightest. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I won't tell them you said that.
No, don't.
They might they might be
Um, yeah, don't tell anyone, but that's the truth. Um, but yeah, it's definitely not the country for outdoor performances, sadly, unless you were maybe doing Frozen reenactment. I mean, that might work.
yeah. I mean that could work, but yeah, aside from that, it's not really. I know a couple have happened this summer, like colleagues have done a couple of outdoor things, but I think people are a bit reluctant to buy tickets for that kind of thing because it's so hit and
Yeah,
miss.
yeah.
So we
I don't
didn't do
blame them.
that because we just decided that it would be such a gamble anyway, like weather-wise, that all the effort that would go into it would kind of not be particularly worth it. But hopefully, I think December and January, we've
Okay.
got penciled and we're just going to wait and see what happens because that's
That's
life,
all
right?
you can do at the moment, isn't it? It's just, I mean, I've got quite a lot of friends that are performers in one way or another, so musicians and actors and singers and all sorts, and they're all sort of saying the same thing, which is just like, we're just going to wait and see. And I'm like, but you can't do anything else because there's just
No.
so much at stake. If you mess something up, that it's better off just waiting and seeing. Because, like, I guess the sort of person that's going to go to a performance like that is going to be more at risk generally, you know?
Yeah. Or, people that you'll have a connection to someone who's at risk, or
Yeah,
it's it's
yeah,
difficult, isn't it? So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It is really difficult, and but it's still all like, it's all going to be kind of like you're still there and you're still going to perform, but it's just when, basically.
yeah, it's just a case of when. This time of year, well, the kind of uh, autumn period last year was like super busy for me, and then this year it's probably going to be super quiet. So it's just,
Yeah.
um,
But then you can focus on your coaching and stuff, so it's not the worst, you know, like it could be a lot worse, definitely.
yeah, I'm definitely happy like seeing clients anyway. I really enjoy
Yeah,
doing it. It would never be
yeah,
something
for sure.
I
Yeah.
drop one or the other of. But yeah, it's just so I mean, if anything, it means that they have more of my time because I'm more
Yes,
available.
exactly, exactly. So it's great for them. It's great for your clients. So if anyone's
Yeah,
thinking about taking up ballet or dancing, then they should contact you now rather than when you're super busy,
yeah,
basically.
I've got more time to reply to messages and
Yeah, yeah, like all that kind of stuff. It takes longer than you could ever imagine. And so have you done any other sports apart from dancing, or like, do you just kind of do that as your thing?
well, I mean, nowadays, the only kind of other things I do would be kind of just regular gym stuff, and also aerial circus. Um,
That's so cool.
I like to hang upside down on various pieces of equipment. Um,
Yes, that's awesome.
so I'm very excited. I think that stuff's going to be kind of starting back again. About 3 weeks into quarantine, I bought a pull-up bar for my room because I was just like, I hadn't been upside down enough. So I
Yeah,
was like, I just hang upside down for a bit and feel better about life.
yeah, I
Um,
feel that. I feel that.
yeah, I haven't done like I did loads of all the different sports when I was at school, and then I just haven't really kind of um, continued with them. I mean, but I did used to enjoy like all the kind of
The normal
netball,
ones. Yeah,
football. I used to enjoy all of that stuff. I don't really
yeah.
have the time.
That's it, isn't it? It's like I feel like when you're a kid, you just feel like time just goes on forever and you've got so much time to do everything. And then you get to be an adult and you're like, where's my day gone? Like, I swear it was like 10 a.m. and now it's suddenly 9 p.m. And it's like, I blinked or something and it just went.
I mean, right now it's 7:15. I mean,
Yeah.
it could be 4 o'clock now, and I believe
Yeah.
you.
Right? Like, it's insane. I don't know where the day goes. Like, I swear, I'm just like, oh, just, have my coffee in the morning. And then I'm like, oh, it's 4 o'clock. What happened? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, so let's talk a little bit about mindset, because I know that we were going to talk mindset movement. So what sort of, do you do mindset work with your clients or just for yourself, or like what's your kind of your deal on mindset work?
Well, I think for myself it's essential. I hands up have major anxiety, so
You and me both,
I
girl.
try to keep myself together. That's never as great. And also for clients, we work a lot on mindset around goal setting.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
I think the environment of dance is generally very competitive, even as an adult. I think there's that element of I want to get my leg higher, I want to do more this, more that. Um, and so we kind of focus on setting goals and then having a clear strategy. And also, kind of, there's like a video that I share with clients all about fixed mindset and growth mindset because that's something I learned myself maybe in the last year or two. And I was just like, oh,
Like
oh,
game changer
yeah.
completely.
Like, it's like just, I was just suddenly seeing myself and realizing like how close-minded I was about like making a mistake, trying something new, like that. I just had never even viewed it like that. And so I think, you know, hopefully I'm providing that same light bulb moment for other people who
Yes.
maybe have never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the main mindset work that we do, like with clients, and also kind of for myself. I think that's probably my main focus, is the kind of um, perfectionistic kind of side to dance, which is often a very easy trap to fall into. And I imagine maybe with martial arts, there's kind of an element of competition with
Definitely.
self as well.
Oh,
Like,
so much so. So much so. It's ridiculous. I mean, there's obviously the competition of the other person as well. But for yourself, even just shadow boxing, you're like, well, I mean, I know I'm like this. I don't know if everyone's like this, but like I've learned in the last few years that I do not have a normal outlook on anything. I don't actually know what normal is, but
no,
I don't
I
know
don't.
if anyone does. But I'm always like, yeah, you know, when you do this, and people just look at me like, yeah, we don't do that. And I'm like, oh, really? Are you sure? Should you? But like I'm always, you know, like I'll be shadow boxing and I'm like, oh, my arm wasn't straight enough there, like, oh, I didn't have my guard up there, or like, oh, I didn't like where my foot felt there. And you know, like I'm so like picky on everything. I'm like like I have my shoulder in a weird, especially if I'm doing it in the mirror, oh, my
Yeah,
shoulder looked weird there, like what am I doing? And like I'll start like over analyzing everything, and then it's just like, wow, does everyone do this? Like,
yeah, I totally get that, and I think um, it's really interesting. Like one of the things I ask new clients is like, okay, so like, what do you want to achieve? Like, you know,
yeah.
why are you here, kind of thing. And it's so interesting, like how different people are. Some of them have like this like massive list and it's really detailed, and I can see that they're like me, that they can literally overanalyze every single movement. And then other people are just like way more general
Yeah.
and haven't really kind of, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think if you are that kind of person that picks at all the little things, like it's really easy to like hold yourself back
Yeah.
because you're so busy focusing on the fact that your finger could have been 2 millimeters different than it was.
Yeah.
So I try to kind of keep people in check with that. And um, you know, if they say to me, okay, so I'm going to get up and do like 3 hours of this before work, I'm like, is that realistic? Maybe we should change it. So
Yeah.
then, you know, they're not kind of setting themselves up to fail, because I think,
Yes. Yes,
especially
it's
with
a big
any
thing.
days, I bet you've probably like, you know, had conversations with people who just want to lose weight in the next 30
Hmm.
days or just want to
Yeah.
like get fit by tomorrow. And it's not sustainable. And I'd never want someone to stop working with me and then reverse all of the progress they've made. So I think
Yes.
the mindset is essential to that.
No, I 100% agree. And it's like, I have a client at the moment, actually, I was talking to him this morning, and he was like, I'm so grateful that you've held me back, because I would have just gone hell for leather and been bored by now. And, you know, he's not been
Yeah,
with me that long, but he's already lost like a load of weight. And, you know, he texted me yesterday saying he's lost 3 inches off his waist as well, which is pretty cool. I mean, yeah, he's literally been with me like 5 weeks or something. Like, it's hardly any time. And he's like, and I'm like, do not do more than I'm saying. Like, you know, I'm like holding him back. He's like, oh, can I go heavier weights? And I'm like, no. He's like, oh,
no,
can I do more? And I'm like, no. He's like, but it's
yeah,
only like 20 minutes. I'm like, I don't care. No
yeah,
more. Like, listen to me. And then he's like, oh, you actually know what you're talking about. I'm like, I'm not sure why you're shocked. Like,
that's what you
been
find
doing
out.
this long enough.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just a bit like, um, I mean, I guess especially with anything to do with like weight loss, like we're quick fix
Yes.
nature.
Oh,
Humans want a
yes.
quick fix. Like that's why people drink. That's why people smoke. That's why people take drugs. That's why we do anything that, you know,
Yep.
you same result. So you want to get fit, but you want to get fit by tomorrow. Like,
Yes.
and you know what I mean?
Like, hey,
Like
by the way, that's not going to work. It's also
not
not
have
possible.
you lift heavier weights too soon, and then you either get injured, tired, or bored.
Yeah,
Like same with
exactly.
um. So I totally get that. I think the other aspect to mindset really that came to my mind was
Mm.
using exercise and using like dance or martial arts or whatever your thing is, to calm your mind. Like, I
Yes.
feel 7,000% better if I get up and do something
Yeah.
than if I don't, even
Yeah.
if it's not even like long, like
Yeah.
just, it just centers
Just do
me.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Do something.
Yeah.
And I know it's kind of one of those things that people say, oh, like if you're depressed, like go for a walk, and it sounds really lame, and it doesn't fix anything, but
No, but it just gives your mind like a little, like a mini control alt delete kind of thing, doesn't it? And
yeah,
it's just like you get back and you're like, oh, I'm suddenly not quite as wound up and anxious as I was before I left. Like, this is quite nice.
yeah, and like, especially like I know like lots of people I work with, like there's one lady who I know she works for like the courts and like really busy, tiring jobs,
Mm.
like and like working with her, like she's like, okay, like I've started my day off right, like, or I've pressed pause on all that stuff I've been worried about all day. And I think everyone needs that outlet in whatever
Yeah.
is,
And it's such a healthy attitude as well, isn't it? Just to do that, just to say, you know what, I'm not going to worry about any of that stuff for an hour because I'm just going to go work out or however long it is. I'm just going to
yeah,
go work out. I'm going to be in the moment. I'm going to enjoy it. And then I'll start worrying about it afterwards. But actually, then you're starting from a better place. So it's not like, yeah, you're probably going to worry about it again later, but you're starting from a place of more relaxed and less anxiety and all of that. And that's amazing if you can do that, and it
the
takes
space is,
work to be able to do that.
yeah, and I think I always say to clients, like, I'm by no means perfect at all at
No, no
these.
such thing. There's no
I
such
don't
thing.
anybody is, but I do know the benefit of it,
Yeah.
and when I'm able to implement it into my own life, I feel the benefit. And so the more you can do that, the better. I just think, especially right now, like the world is slowly, well, actually not that slowly falling apart, and it's
It's
quite
very quickly falling apart.
perfect. Uh, so it's nice to be able to have something that just takes you away from whatever's going on, like either in your personal life or in the world, like just for however long it is, even if it is only, like you said, 20 minutes. Like
Yeah.
that's 20 minutes where you're just focusing on yourself, like not in a selfish way, but in a like, I'm not going to worry about all this other whatever it is right now.
Yeah. But even like, I mean, speaking slightly of being selfish, like I kind of promote being selfish, in a non-dickish way, let's say. Like I do think it's really important to be selfish. And that's something I've not learned. Like I've learned that recently, really, in the last like 3 years. I'm like, I've started to be selfish and I've never done it before. And it's like, to me, it's a totally alien concept. But actually, when you look after yourself, you can look after everyone else so much better. Hey, how about that for a concept? And it's like, why did that take me 30 years to work out?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think like there is an amount of selfishness, if you want to call it that, like, or just even prioritizing what you
Yes.
do over what someone else wants to do some of
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Um, I think, like you were saying, I think that's actually something that I'm slowly getting better at, and realizing that actually, if someone's
Yeah.
invited me out to do something that I don't want to do, and I actually prefer
Same.
stay home and work out, then I'm just going to do that because I'm going to be terrible company if I
Yeah.
go. So,
Yeah. Absolutely. And also, then you're gonna like you're not gonna get the anxiety that you get before doing something you don't want to do, and which I guarantee you get because I get it too. And you're gonna be in a better place, for yourself and for other people that the following day or the day after that. It's like, oh,
yeah.
hey, I'm much better company now because I'm looking after myself. Isn't that shocking?
Yeah, it
Like, it seems so
sounds,
simple. Why is it taking us so long to work it out? I don't know.
I wonder why it is really, but I think it's,
Well, I kind of have a theory that because like when you're a kid, and like certainly when I was a kid, like it was the worst thing in the world to be selfish, like you would be absolutely just ruined for if you did anything selfish. It would be like, especially from parents, oh my god, it'd be like the worst thing you could possibly do. It'd be like you killed a puppy or something. Like, no, I'm just looking after myself. I didn't, I didn't do anything bad. But you kind of like, as you grow up, you still have that kind of in the back of your head, like, oh, I can't be selfish, I can't be selfish. And then suddenly you just don't even look after yourself at all. And suddenly you're like, oh, maybe I should be selfish. Maybe I need to actually look after myself. Like,
Yeah, I think you're right. And also, like, there is a period of time when you're really small where the whole world does revolve around you. So it kind
yep,
of goes from like being that to being don't be selfish ever.
yeah.
Um, and then after all of that, you have to kind of find some sort of middle
But
ground.
there's some sort of a balance here that we need to find, but we don't really know where it is. So
Yeah,
we're
it's
kind of
secret.
making up as we go along.
Yeah, yes, I feel like I'm doing that. Okay. Always making it up, just figuring it out as I go.
Yeah,
Especially at the moment because every day is different,
I think
and
we all are.
I don't really know what the day is going to be like. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. I totally feel that. So last thing, how can people get in contact with you if they want to know more about you or if they want to see like what you do or anything at all? How can they get in
Um,
contact
so, I mean, the best place is Instagram. So my username is literally just my name, which is Rosy Pigott. It's written up there.
I
Um,
will tag you in the saved
yeah.
version as well.
So we chat about dance and confidence and fitness and all of the things over there. And yeah, if you're interested in kind of just even just being nosy, then that's the place to do it because there's a whole load of stuff on there.
Excellent. Yeah, actually, you do put out really good content. So that's
Thanks.
I definitely recommend you as a person for people to follow. So yeah, guys, go follow Rosie. Um, and yeah, thank you so much for coming on. I have really, really appreciated it. Is there anything else you want to cover?
Oh, I
Anyone you
don't.
want to shout out?
Oh, too much pressure. I don't
I
know.
know.
No,
Well,
I don't.
if anyone springs to mind, then go for it. And if they don't, then they should work harder to spring to mind.
Yes, there you go. That is a good motto.
Right?
No,
Like,
it was super fun. I'm actually quite new to this Instagram live game, so
it's fun, isn't it?
it is
I'm
fun.
loving it.
I
Every
did
Thursday, 7 p.m.
I did an Instagram live class the other day, and it was really quite challenging trying to keep my body in the frame the whole time.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, like arms were
yeah,
just like, oh, look, your
yeah,
hands there.
yeah.
Um,
I totally agree. It's not the easiest, but yeah,
I,
I think we're pretty good at it, generally speaking. You know.
yeah, I really like it. It's nice to like, you chat with people and then to have them kind of appear watching live is really fun.
Yes, yes. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and I'm sure, no doubt, people will be watching afterwards on the listen again
Oh, just
because generally,
Ezra. Hello, Ezra. You'll come right at the end, but I think Helen's going to save this so you can watch it back.
yeah, you just watch it back on my profile. I'm pretty sure you can probably save it as well. I'm not sure how that works because I'm not very good with technology, but I'm pretty sure you can
That
do that.
sounds great. I'll try
Google
that.
it.
Yes.
All right, so thank you so much, and thank you to everyone who has come on. Really appreciate you all coming on live, and we will be back next week, Thursday at 7 p.m. UK time. And thank you, Rosie, and I'll
Thanks.
speak to you soon. Thanks, bye.
Bye.